This is why I would never wear used shoes without cleaning them up first. You should also be wearing gloves if the shoes don't belong to you. You don't know where they've been. It's a little too late for me now. What's going on, YouTube? This is Vick Almighty. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This week's restoration, we're gonna be taking care of the 2011 white cement Jordan 3s. It's been a long time since I worked on this shoe. At this point, this shoe's a little bit on the brittle side. It's about 14 years old. There's still plenty of life on these sneakers. As you can see, there's yellowing on the back tab. One of them starting to crack off, paint peeling on the midsole. Huge separation on the inside. The shoe needs to get cleaned up, inside and out, a ton of work. The thing is, the 2011 retro really isn't worth as much as the newer retros. You could go on eBay and find these shoes for a steal. So with all that being said, when it comes to this restoration, I'm gonna keep that in mind. I don't wanna spend days on this restoration. At the end of the day, time is money. So with this restoration, I'm gonna show you guys the best and most efficient way to get these brought back to life. So let's get to work. Now for this restoration, the first thing I always do is give the shoe a good deep clean and set it out. For this one, I'm gonna be using our signature kit. The thing is, these are from 2011, making them about 14 years old. This is a shoe that at this point, I would not recommend putting in the washing machine. In the past, I used to do so all the time, but at this moment, the shoe is starting to fall apart. For example, on the right sneaker, as you can see on the back, there's a ton of cracks. Part of the tab is missing already. If I put this in the washing machine, the rest of the tab is gonna crack off. The opposite sneaker is still fully intact. However, I showed you guys already, there's a huge gap on the inside. The outside's good, but once again, if this goes in the washing machine, the rest of the sole is gonna fall off. So keep that in mind when working on older shoes. First things first, I'm gonna put this shoe to the side and focus only on the left for before and after purposes. Next, I'm gonna take out the shoelace and insole and clean those up separately. Those two pieces will go in the washing machine because they're not fragile. Before I put the shoe tree inside the shoe, I'm gonna grab the compressor and blow out all the debris from the inside. I'm also gonna be using a brush to brush it all out. These shoes have been worn heavily over the years. You can definitely tell by the insole. Since the shoe isn't going in the washing machine, the compressor is gonna help a lot with this process. You see what I mean? This is why I would never wear used shoes without cleaning them up first. You should also be wearing gloves if the shoes don't belong to you. You don't know where they've been. It's a little too late for me now. All right, let's go to the compressor. Compressor worked great. Now we have a cleaner, dirtier shoe to work with. Now I'm gonna put the shoe tree inside the shoe. One thing you wanna think about when working on older Jordan 3s, most of the time with these shoe trees, I put them to the exact sizing. In this case, if I put too much pressure, there's a good chance it could cause a crack right on the back tab. That's something we don't want. Now the trick to getting the shoe as clean as possible is our 4-ounce bottle of solution. I'm gonna squirt 2 squirts inside our bowl of water. This stuff is highly concentrated. 2 squirts is all you need. Now with any cleaning, I always start off with a soft bristle brush. Afterwards, move on to the medium bristle brush to get some of the deeper stains off the uppers. All right, so far so good. White leather is looking back to white. I haven't done the insides yet. That's coming next. Put the soft away. Medium bristle brush is next. I'm gonna take out the shoe tree as well so I can take care of the insides. My goal with this is to get the stitching back to as white as possible. Same thing with this white sock liner. Uppers are looking great, you guys, especially that sock liner. Looks great thanks to the medium bristle brush. While I still have this brush out, I'm gonna take care of the insole real quick. Like I mentioned, the insole is disgusting. Let's give it a good scrub. All right, insole looks good. That will go in the washing machine. Now, all that's left to do is to take care of the sole on the white cement 3. I was gonna be using the stiff bristle brush. This will do the job just fine, but the shoe is heavily worn. There's a lot of grime deep inside the rubber outsole. So in this case, I'm gonna be using our brass bristle brush. It's gonna get the job done a little bit faster with less effort. Last step, the shoelaces. These are extremely dirty. There is some gunk on the laces. Might be syrup, barbecue sauce. Hopefully it's one of those two and not something else. Now I did get some fresh water and a little bit more solution. The old water was super disgusting. I'm gonna put these in here, let it marinate for a second, then grab the soft bristle brush in a second and give it a good scrub. You can see the water turning brown already. right, now to complete the job, the lace and the insole are both going inside our Sneaker Laundry bag. Let's tie it up. Laundry sheets are in the laundry. Let's go complete the job. All right, as always, cold water, regular cycle is all you need. Can't forget one thing though. This is what's gonna get the laces back to white. Let's put the shoe outside to dry. Back to work, everyone. It's Arizona. These will dry in less than 20 minutes. The thing is, I don't want to put them in direct sunlight because it'll cause more separation. Good to go with part one of this restoration. This shoe looks so much cleaner. The next step is to remove the yellowing from these outsoles and the toe caps. I wish I could remove the yellowing from the back tabs. The thing is, with this material, there's nothing you can do about it. For this process, I am going to be using Reshoevn8r Sole Revive. I'm going to apply it onto the toe cap and the soles, then put it in the Vick 2000. Within a couple of hours, we should get some great results. Right now, the toe cap is pretty yellow. Same thing with the areas down here. The gray is supposed to be gray. Right now it has like an olivey tone. Once they come out of the Vick 2000, they're gonna look back to its original state. If you guys don't have a Vick 2000 at home, all you need to do is put the shoe outside underneath the sun. The UV rays is what does the trick. Sole Revive and the UV rays did its magic. The toe cap and the soles are back to fully white. They're looking good. Next step is to fix this big separation on this side of the shoe. Now, normally when I work on a restoration with separation this big, I just take off the entire upper and prep the entire sole and reglue it completely. But the thing is, with this specific shoe, in my opinion, it's not worth it. It's gonna take a lot of time and effort to do this step. To fix the separation, the best way to go about it is using a couple different tools. I am gonna be using a blade to try to remove as much of the glue from the upper as possible. I am also gonna scrape at the material to roughen it up. On the midsole, I'm gonna grab some cotton swabs and acetone and wipe off all the old glue. It's a little tedious. You don't wanna get acetone on the paint job or the uppers. You also don't want to scratch at the uppers with the blade. So during this step, you got to take some time and be very careful in order for it to all work out. Got as much of the old glue off as possible. I grabbed the blade as well and scraped the material on the inside to roughen it up. That's going to help with the adhesion. I'm going to apply some glue on the midsole and the upper. Thin coat is all you need. I'm going to let it cure for about 30 minutes before I bond everything together. Once the glue is applied, you want to remove the tape right away. Now at the moment, the glue is fully cured. It's not tacky at all. In order to get it to bond, we're going to heat it up. You need very little heat. Once it's applied throughout the entire thing, I'm going to bond it together. Perfect. Whenever you do a glue job, you got to make sure you hit it with the stress test. If you're not doing a stress test, then there's no point. As soon as you wear them and you didn't do a good job, it's going to fall apart. Now keep in mind also, these two sides that I glued are locked in. But I just don't recommend doing this. This shoe is old. The entire sole technically needs to reglue. After a couple of wears, there's a good chance other areas might separate, like the front or the back, the areas that I didn't reglue. You can always go back and touch those areas up, just like I did with those two sides. But sometimes it's better just to do the entire glue job from the beginning. Now moving on, we got to take care of the paint job. The midsoles and the uppers need some work. Now specifically on the midsoles, most of the time I always go in with some acetone and cotton balls to wipe off the entire old paint. But the thing with this one, it's from 2011, 14 years old. This midsole is pretty fragile. It's holding up good. It's not crumbling or anything. But as soon as I put acetone on these midsoles, it's gonna start to fall apart, crumble, and deteriorate. When I put paint over those areas, it's gonna look terrible. So the best thing to do to not waste time is just do paint touch-ups. First, you wanna prep it. I'm gonna be using some 600 grit sandpaper on the uppers and the midsoles. Basically, what I wanna do is get those cracking areas nice and smooth before I lay down some paint. Same thing with the uppers. Now it's not perfect, but that's as smooth as it's gonna get. Now with some flat white paint from Angelus and a small angular brush, I'm gonna go in and touch it all up. What you wanna do for this is do small even coats, use a heat gun in between, take your time, and you'll get some great results. White looks solid enough. It's not perfect, but it looks so much better, especially from a distance, you can't even tell. Same thing's gotta happen to the black. We'll be using Angelus flat black paint and paintbrush once again. Last detail we gotta touch up is the Jumpman. It's all faded off. One thing I do want to point out, unfortunately, the back tab did end up cracking thanks to the shoe tree. Right down the middle, there's a huge crack. That's thanks to the pressure applied from the shoe tree inside. I eliminated the creasing from the toe box and reshaped it, but it cost me the tab. With these older Jordan 3s, these back tabs are always fragile. Keep that in mind, you guys. Don't flex them. Don't peel this part back. Don't put a shoe tree inside. Good chance it's gonna fall apart. Either way though, we're gonna touch it up. I got a little detail brush, some black paint. Let's go ahead and paint this Jumpman. All right, everything that makes sense to touch up is all done. All that has to do is lace it up. All right guys, that's gonna bring us to an end on this restoration of these 2011 white cement Jordan 3s. In today's video, I showed you guys a different approach when it comes to restorations. Most of the time, when it comes to re-glues, I take the full sole apart, remove all the old glue, apply fresh new glue, and put everything together. Sometimes the shoes are just not worth doing all those hours worth of work. Time is money at the end of the day. So in this case, these shoes don't go for too much. They're 2011s, they're old, they're starting to fall apart. I could have easily spent 3-4 days entirely trying to bring these shoes back to life, but in my opinion, it's just not worth it. The whole process together took me less than a day. So keep that in mind, you guys. Some shoes that go for hundreds or thousands of dollars, you definitely want to take your time and do the full restoration. With these cheaper shoes, there is a different approach, but keep in mind, there are consequences that I did explain. You can find all our products at Reshoevn8r.com. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comment section down below. This is Vick Almighty. Catch you guys next time. See ya.